know, the aquarium project was a really big deal for us here at WDEF News 12. Before the opening, we would run 2 month-long previews, and we tagged along as the aquarium staffers went around the world to fill their exhibits. Tonight, we're going to show you some of those expeditions. Let's start with a sampling of our trips looking for fish, salamanders, and otters.
Take this river otter. This furry animal with the playful personality almost disappeared from Tennessee's rivers. A rescue operation by the State Wildlife Agency seems to be paying off.
There he goes. Gone.
Habitat destruction in the 20s and 30s put them on the threatened species list. But they're making a comeback thanks to the people from the Wildlife Resources Agency, and a few of these otters will find a home in the Tennessee Aquarium.
Key West, Florida, the destination for aquarists from the Tennessee Aquarium looking to expand the number of fish for the saltwater tank.
You know, it's crunch time, no doubt, because we need to open up with a fair amount of animals in-house to make it look good. And then throughout the summer, we'll be adding fancy things here and there and animals that we haven't been able to get so far.
They say this is the fun part of their job.
It's a perk, no doubt about it. You get to have some sunshine and warm air and so forth. But we are working, there's no doubt about it. We don't eat seafood dinners all day long.
Mostly blue tanks, surgeonfish, French angels, gray angels, blue angels, queen angels, squirrelfish, a lot of other stuff. But that's some of the basic grunts, lots of grunts.
Look at us, Bob. We're on top of the world.
The name of the musk turtle. Musk.
Musk?
We call it stink
Jack,
pipe.
throw that turtle back there. Let's give this boy a whiff of it. Stink pipe, man.
He'll bite the hell out of you, too.
What does that do to the fish? Does it just stun them? Does it...
Yeah, that's all it does is stun them. And then after, depending on the fish, usually just takes about 30 to 60 seconds, and then they revive and go on about their way.
There's a crappie.
How does that compare with what you already
Black
have
crappie.
in the tanks?
Well, we don't have any yellow, well, we do have, I'm sorry, we do have 2 or 3 yellow bass, but yeah, that's a real pretty fish.
Let's see it over here, Ron.
A few days after a rain, when the temperature had gone into the 60s in the afternoon, meant good conditions to go looking for salamanders after dark on Signal Mountain.
They just thrive.
On this particular night's search, we would see a number of different types and sizes of salamanders within just yards of each other, and that's not something you can do anywhere else in the world.
There are quite a number of species that do occur here right in our area. In fact, this is one of the really the centers of salamander evolution on Earth. It's right here in the southern Smokies and in our region.
So to review what we saw on our collection trip, we saw a red salamander, a big spring salamander, a spotted salamander, a two-line salamander, a slimy salamander, a green salamander, and a brook salamander. Oh, you didn't see the last one until it was gone? Well, let's look again in reverse. So they are out there, and they're letting us know how we're doing with our environment, which at this point looks pretty good.
Now, when you build a Rivers of the World exhibit, you know you're going to have to cover a whole lot of ground. In one of our stories from 1991, Dan Howell takes us on a fishing trip that starts in Polk County and ends in Russia.
The streams are pretty clear here, but pretty pristine.
Part of Russ Meek's job with the Tennessee Wildlife Agency is to keep these mountain streams stocked with fish. Today, he's working in the Cherokee National Forest, which has 5 whitewater rivers and dozens of smaller streams like this one in Polk County. Thanks to Russ, some rainbow trout have found a new home here today.
We're putting in about 2,000 fish. We also have a stocking program on the Hiawassee River. We usually put about 100,000 or more in it every year.
Putting fish back into these streams is very important. The wildlife people say so many fishermen are taking fish out that before long they'll all be gone.
The wildlife wouldn't reach the optimum levels that the public would like to see if we didn't have some management.
Stocking these streams is good news for the fishermen and for the Tennessee Aquarium. Many of the fish in its tanks will come from streams like these.
From this area, I'd say 100 to 125.
How will they be caught?
We use seine nets, where we go through a stream, 2 guys on either side of a net, and just sort of trap animals.
And sometimes, Coco says, they'll catch them the old-fashioned way, a hook and line.
I didn't get far enough out on that one.
And there's a new high-tech way to catch them, scuba divers, using electric stun guns. And a fish like this will become a part of the aquarium's education program.
Bring kids in, show them what's out there. Even though they're from the area, they may not know the diversity of animals out there.
Such as this 55-pound flathead catfish, donated to the aquarium recently by a local fisherman. But the diversity of freshwater fish in the aquarium will literally span the globe as teams of aquarists take them from the rivers of the world.
The name of the river is Chuklaika.
Chuklaika. Chuklaika River, a tributary of the Yenisei. This is shallow enough for a net if they're here.
It's located in Siberia, in the Soviet Union. An aquarium team is here searching for linnock, grayling, and taimen. Again, doing it the old-fashioned way.
The linnock. It's a linnock.
All right, talk about the linnock. Why do we want linnock?
Because it represents the particular species of salmon in this river.
We don't have in the United States, right?
That's correct.
We don't have anything like
No, nothing like this.
But what they really want is to catch the elusive taimen, which can grow to 200 pounds or more.
You should go
out in with waders.
The river.
Yeah.
And to throw at the long distance.
Okay. I'll get waders. Yeah.
Yes, this man. And there is timing.
Okay.
But after 3 days of beating the Siberian water with every lure they have, they realize the taimen is not only large, but very rare. Even scuba divers have no success in finding one.
See what I got here.
You got yourself
a linnock.
Yes.
One linnock. Perfect.
6 inches.
We know we have linnock and grayling in here.
In fact, the team has 27 Siberian fish, which were carefully packed and delivered to the National Aquarium in Baltimore. They'll stay there until their new home is ready in Chattanooga.
I'm just tickled that our crew got these fish back alive. We didn't have one mortality in seven days really of travel.